Vergil Ortiz, Vergil Ortiz. Ain't looking good for you, man. Ain't looking good for you, but it could look good. But right now, ain't looking good. Now that we all know that Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions have signed an extension with DAZN. And what that means, we all know that Vergil Ortiz went out there to sue Golden Boy Promotions, right? But I told Vergil Ortiz and his team throughout these videos, shout out to Rick, shout out to Vergil Ortiz, shout out to Vergil Ortiz Sr., hope that they listen. And I said, all money ain't good money. See, one thing about punch wrong boxing is I break it down unbiasedly, logically, and objectively. I like Oscar de la Hoya Golden Boy Promotions. I like Rick. I like Vergil. I like Vergil Ortiz Sr. And I think that there was a well-oiled machine. The way that they have built the Vergil Ortiz career has been very, very good. Got a good fan base. Got a good record. He's out there entertaining. He seems like a very, very, very humble guy. They seem like a team that was very grateful for Oscar de la Hoya, what he's done for them in and out the ring. But then, when that money fell on the table, $16 to $20 million, I said, man, all money ain't good money. All money ain't good money. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, that money made Oscar de la Hoya look like he an enemy. Look like he a bad guy. Look like he ugly. That pretty money looked like Oscar de la Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions, what they done for Vergil Ortiz was not good enough. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you like this when I mean about all money and good money, because as we all know, if you believe in God, you know, for those of you that don't, it's unfortunate. You already know Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. The devil comes in a pretty face. The devil comes in a pretty face. And that money, $16 to $20 million by Matchroom Boxing and other promotional company that was throwing out offers and deals, it looks pretty. It looks pretty. But the devil and that money comes in a pretty face. The devil ain't ugly. The devil's not ugly. He does ugly things. But that spirit comes in a attractive way. And I said, you know what? Vergil Ortiz go out there and just have a one-on-one conversation with Oscar de la Hoya. You know they done right by y'all. You know they done right. You know Oscar's done right. Huh? So now what's happening right now? So, of course, Golden Boy Promotions is going to announce their deal, I believe, in a couple of days, in which Oscar de la Hoya took it to IG and said, you know, a big announcement is going to come out soon, but the big announcement already came out, but we're going to have to hear it from the horse's mouth, right? And Vergil Ortiz will have to do something that probably many, especially many men, you know, hate to do. Humble themselves. Go back and apologize. Apologize is one of the hardest things, right? Saying that you was wrong. Reminds me like when you run away from home, you know, when you hate mommy and daddy, I'm leaving. You don't love me. You guys don't do me what I want you to do. And then you run away from home and find out that home is a pretty nice place to be. When you run away from home, you run away from home in the morning, you come back. I'm sorry, Dad. I'm sorry, Mom. And they be like, go upstairs, take a shower. I did a dinner plate. You're going to be punished for 2 weeks or grounded or whatever, right? Humble yourself. Vergil Ortiz will have to humble himself now. Oh, yeah. Because I'm one of the only ones in YouTube that have shown actual contracts. And I knew that this was not good. I knew this situation was not good. It was not good because this is what it is. If Golden Boy Promotions did not have an exclusive deal with a network or a streaming service, then that automatically right there, in most cases, in the traditional contracts, is a breach of contract. I mean, what can you do for a fighter if you haven't have an exclusive network deal secure, or a relationship, or a contract with a network? So that was the loophole in which Vergil Ortiz or certain fighters be like, you know what? That's a breach of contract. I got to get out of here because you haven't even locked down the deal. And that's what I was saying in videos. Be grateful. Be loyal. Be loyal to the guy that has put you in position. That $16-20 million with how Vergil Ortiz was going and how he was build. You know what I'm saying? That $16-20 million is going to be there regardless. Just like it was there for Canelo Alvarez, just like it was there with Ryan Garcia. It's going to be there. You in the 154-pound division, one of the most stacked divisions in the sport of boxing. The name is there. Just after the fight, remember after the fight with Everson Lubin, you guys were singing the same tune. Oscar De La Hoya said, the Boots fight is good, but we could get an Earl Spence fight as well, and then it could do, 60 to 70,000 in Dallas, Texas, and we all know y'all both Texas boys. That's a lucrative deal, regardless of what these hater fans will say. No, I don't want to see no Earl Spence and Vergil. I want to see Boots and Vergil. Where's Earl Spence? At the end of the day, the business of boxing that is probably more lucrative than even the Boots fights itself. Yes, it's more lucrative. You can't downplay what Earl Spence and his numbers and his pay-per-view and his gate has done. You know what I'm saying? That's not the fight, but for the business of boxing, that is a lucrative fight, right? So you already in position. The Ring magazine has you ranked number 1, meaning you versus Josh Kelly. Great fight in the stadium in the UK if they wanted to. You and Boots. You and Charlo in Texas. You and Spence in Texas. You and Fundura, or the winner of Keith and Tom Thurman and Fundura. If Thurman wins, big fight with you and Vergil Ortiz. And Vergil and Thurman. Vergil Fundura. Vergil and Xander Zayas. Puerto Rican and Mexican and stuff like that. Yo, you had everything. That money was inevitable. All you had to do was stay loyal. All you had to do was stay loyal and trust that Oscar De La Hoya is a fighter just like you. And just like when Oscar De La Hoya started the Golden Boy Promotions, right? A lot of promoters didn't like that. Oscar De La Hoya tests the taste of time. Let me tell you like this, ladies and gentlemen, whether you like it or not, Vergil Ortiz, listen to your boy, because I'm a fan of yours, my brother. And just because I'm giving you constructive criticism, that doesn't mean I'm not a fan. That doesn't mean I always say that fatherhood is prominent in the sport of boxing. I give a lot of credit to Vergil Ortiz Sr. and also one of my favorite managers, Keith Connolly and Rick and Bill have done a wonderful job in the sport of boxing. Rick is not a puppet to any promoters, and that's what makes him, a thoroughbred, right? But y'all had everything going good. And you try to take that money a la mala. Honor the contract. Because you was happy right after the Everson Lubin fight. We never heard Ortiz team talk bad about Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotion. And when they given the opportunity, remember, Vergil Ortiz, late last year, had an interview, and he was praising Oscar De La Hoya. So it was that $16-20 million, that pretty $16-20 million that made Oscar De La Hoya, how you see Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions ugly. No. And I told you from the beginning, I'm a street kid. I know what good money look like, and I know what dirty money look like. And ladies and gentlemen, when you have God in your heart, money is not the all and be all. Money is a blessing where it keeps you and your family, in precision, not to struggle and things of that nature. But like I said, all money ain't good money. Money comes and goes. There's genuine money. There's dirty money. There's certain money out there that you can't even control. Money is good. But if it comes from a bad place, from a place that is not honorable or genuine, then it's not good money. You understand what I'm saying? So now you got to humble yourself, Vergil Ortiz, and there's no breach of contract. There's always going to be a potential more money out there for any other fighter that's also, still in contracts. There's always going to be leeches. There's always going to be you. There's always going to be people coming around you, Vergil Ortiz, and any other fighter out there. And yo, I got a better deal. Do this and do that. Try to do this. Try to get a breach of contract. Say this so they could scrap, so they could dead you in the contract or whatever. Tear your contract apart. There's always going to be more. Just like there's always going to be more men for more ladies for men, and just like more men for ladies. You feel me? Money is unlimited. Money is gonna, when you are in position, money and opportunity is gonna come knocking on your door. It's inevitable you're gonna make that $16-20 million or even more, Vergil Ortiz. But stay loyal. Great things happen to loyal people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy that Golden Boy Promotions locked in that deal. I hope that Vergil Ortiz, and I don't even think that Oscar De La Hoya are going to take it too personal. This is just the nature of the game, right? We seen what Ryan Garcia said in the past to Oscar De La Hoya. Look, they still doing great business together. We seen even T.O. with the Bob Arams at the top rank, and look, he still got locked in that deal with Turkey Al Sheikh and Shakur Stevenson at the end of the day. I'm gonna tell you like this. Oscar De La Hoya go to promotions. Eric Gomez believed in Vergil Ortiz. Believe in your value before anybody else believed in your value. All right? And your value increased over time. Right? And everybody gonna see you as an attractive product. But who was there in the beginning? Who invested in you in the beginning? You know what I'm saying? Who invested in you in the beginning when you ain't had nothing? Think about those people. Boxing translates to life itself. All right? If you understand what I'm trying to say is, appreciate those that was rocking with you, that invest in you, when many didn't think how great you could be or how good you could be, or invest in you when you ain't had no value. You already know it's Punch on Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshine himself. Love you, God bless. And on to the next. Hopefully, Oscar De La Hoya, Vergil Ortiz get back on working together. But now, Oscar De La Hoya going to be looking side-eye, man. And that's not a good look.